What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome back to another video here on Peg City Hockey. Now today we're going to be talking about the Jets' early season struggles in their first two games against the Anaheim Ducks and the San Jose Sharks. As you guys know, I cover every single Winnipeg Jets game in a game recap reaction series that I do on this channel. If you haven't already checked out last game's episode where we lost the San Jose Sharks that came out yesterday, I will have it play up in the top corner right now, so you can go click that link, watch that, and then come back and hear a more analytical breakdown of what the problems are with this team, and especially last night. And let me be very clear right now. These are problems. This is not solely on one person, in my opinion, even though, you know, you could really easily blame it all on coaching, and I do blame a lot of things on coaching, but like I said, it's not all on one person. And like I've said in all the other game recaps so far, the first two of the season, there are a ton of different variables coming together right now and being stirred together that is the Winnipeg Jets. And we got to figure out how we can change this based off of what we've seen in the first two games. And I think a lot of that comes down to overusing certain players and underusing certain players. And we're going to talk about which players I think are being over and underused right now. And the first thing I want to talk about is Blake Wheeler. I think we can almost all, like 90% of us, and even maybe more, can unanimously agree. I almost at that point think that Blake Wheeler is not a top-line player anymore. Is that a knock on Blake Wheeler? Absolutely not. I don't want anyone saying that this is a knock, that it's disrespecting Blake Wheeler or blah, blah, blah. It's not. There are so many teams in the NHL where their captain is not their best player. Because a captain doesn't mean you're the best player. It means you're a leader on the ice and off the ice. You're a great person. You've got good head on your shoulders. You're smart. You're educated in the game of hockey. And you just know how to lead your team and be there and do things the captain needs to do. And Blake Wheeler is good at doing that. Is Blake Wheeler an elite hockey player that deserves to be playing over almost 30 minutes a game at times and into the high 20s? No, he does not at this point. Blake Wheeler can still be an effective tool for this team, but he's not that guy anymore. This isn't back-to-back 91-point season Blake Wheeler. This isn't all-star Blake Wheeler anymore. I don't understand why we have to keep throwing him out and seeing if it'll change, because it won't. Father Time is unforgiving, and unfortunately he finally caught up to Blake Wheeler, and he's starting to show a real decline in play. And we're not really seeing that in how his minutes are used. I'm going to walk you through Blake Wheeler's minutes from the first game and going into the second game, and you tell me what the problem is. Blake Wheeler in the first game played 19 minutes and 52 seconds of ice time throughout the entire game. He also spent 1 minute and 15 seconds on the penalty kill. Little weird that he was on the penalty kill for that long, but whatever. Also, 4.5 minutes on the power play. Okay, was our power play necessarily good in the first game? Personally, I didn't think so. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right, Paul Maurice? So, there we go, right? Going over to Paul Stastny in the first game, Paul Stastny had 21 minutes of ice time. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the hell? Mark Scheifele didn't play. That's the main reason why he played that much. We needed him to take more draws. We were down to center. That's not a problem there. I understand that. You got to make up for compensating, right? But then you get into the penalty kill. 1 minute and 33 seconds on the penalty kill. Okay, you know, maybe that's a little much for him, but maybe it's not. Maybe you want him right around the minute and a half. That's not terrible time for his usage on the penalty kill. Paul Stastny is older, but he's still an experienced penalty killer. 4 minutes, 24 seconds on the power play. Okay. That's a little weird. And then you got Cole Perfetti coming into his first game. A stellar preseason. Very deadly, fast, dynamic player, fighting to stay with his team. A lot of potential. Look at the Ducks. McTavish, a guy that was drafted last year, coming in and getting 2 points. Youth is in full swing in the NHL. What does Cole Perfetti play? Cole Perfetti plays 9 minutes and 49 seconds the entire game without seeing any time on the power play. While Paul Stastny and Blake Wheeler spent 4.5 minutes each on a power play that wasn't working the entire game. Moving over to Game 2, Blake Wheeler spent 21 minutes on the ice. And here's the doozy, ladies and gentlemen. 3.5 minutes on the penalty kill. 3.5 minutes. Do I even need to say his power play time? Because you know it's going to be high. 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes again on the power play. Going over to Paul Stastny, only 13 minutes of ice time today. That makes sense. Mark Scheifele came back. You don't need him to play that much. That makes sense. That's actually a really good ice time, I think, for Paul Stastny. So that's not a problem. 2 minutes and 56 seconds on the penalty kill. 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the penalty kill. With 4 minutes and 24 seconds on the power play. Cole Perfetti only played 8 minutes that game and was demoted. Because Cole Perfetti was the problem in last night's game. Right, Paul Maurice? Do you see the problem, ladies and gentlemen? Overusing players that need to be in a lesser role. Cole Perfetti is the future of this team. Mark Scheifele was given opportunity. Kyle Connor was given opportunity. Josh Morrissey, Nikolai Ehlers, Patrick Laine. Patrick Laine was drafted second overall, came in and scored over 30 goals as a rookie. Why can't Cole Perfetti play? What's wrong with this kid? What is wrong with Paul Maurice to think that this is how he should manage a team trying to win a Stanley Cup? Was Cole Caulfield, should we just, the Montreal Canadiens should have never brought him up, neither played Nick Suzuki? Just Barry Kotkaniemi, who they lost, but was one of their best playoff performers, even though he had not a very good regular season, but was given an opportunity in the playoffs and shined. Opportunity needs to be given, not earned. Don't let that confuse you. You can do everything for Paul Maurice, everything in the AHL level. Look at Sami Niku, look at Nick Patan, look at Marco Dano, look at David Gustafsson, look at Jansen Harkins even finally getting a spot with his team and earning it. But still, the list goes on. Christian Vesalainen. How many more guys can I name? Ville Heinola. You see, it goes on and on. They've done everything to earn a spot. Everything they've ever could have done to earn one. And they're still not given it. But we have these vets coming in and playing these roles that they would have been playing almost a decade ago. In their mid-20s. Blake Wheeler, obviously, a few years ago, even going into his early 30s, into his late 20s, was a very good player. It's okay that he's declining with age. That happens with every human on the fucking planet. Give him a role that better suits him. This makes no sense. Not to mention the fact that Riley Nash, a penalty kill specialist who's brought in to play the penalty kill and be one of our most effective penalty killers, only played 2 minutes and 16 seconds on the penalty kill last night. Blake Wheeler played almost double that. What's wrong with that? Not to mention Jansen Harkins, a very energetic, good penalty killing forward, played 24 seconds on the penalty kill. Paul Stastny played 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Actually, no, scratch that. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Almost 3 minutes. And Harkins played 24 seconds. And the penalty kill was abysmal all night. But hey, let's roll it out again and see what happens. Paul Maurice is the definition of insanity. He is. And it's kind of terrifying that the organization hasn't done anything to deal with this. Should he be fired after 2 games? Probably not. I don't think so. I can make a case for why he should have been fired last season, but he should be given a chance at least, I believe. I think he should. If Paul Maurice isn't got this team out of a 5, if this team is below 500, within the 15 to 20 game mark, Paul Maurice needs to be fired immediately. Immediately. The St. Louis Blues were the last place team in the NHL and they still went on to win a Stanley Cup because of coaching change and personnel in Binnington. Anything can happen in the NHL. Snap the system, break it, and move on. We haven't even talked about David Gustafsson. David Gustafsson currently is sitting right now in the AHL. Yet, Logan Stanley is our second most used penalty killer and has been abysmal. Logan Stanley is a horrible penalty killer. Horrible. But David Gustafsson, one of our best defensive prospects, he doesn't deserve to play. Now, I know you're saying, Jake, you can't compare a defenseman and a forward. That's bullshit. You can't do that. Why not? Why can't I? Because on the penalty kill, it doesn't matter if you're a defenseman or if you're a forward. It doesn't. You know why? Because your job is to stop the puck from going in when you're shorthanded. And David Gustafsson is immensely better than Paul Stastny is at that. David Gustafsson is better than Blake Wheeler. David Gustafsson is better than even Riley Nash at that. Yet, he's not even on this team. Evgeny Svechnikov didn't even play. And don't get me, he joined the team late after signing his contract for Game 1. It makes sense. He had an ample amount of time to skate with his team and everything, and yet he did not play today. Why? Why did he not play? One of our best preseason performers, and no, it doesn't matter. Played almost every game of preseason, and we don't need him to play. Sign him on a bargain deal. The kid could be one of the best bargain contracts in the NHL if you give him an opportunity. He doesn't play. Perfetti, let's bury him on the 4th line because he comes out and plays one shift with Scheifele and Connor, and they can't even make a simple read with the defenseman. They got to come back and back check on a turnover and the goal score. But hey, that's Perfetti's fault, right? Because you have him playing with some of their most smartest and talented forwards, but it's Perfetti's fault as a rookie that goal went in because those forwards couldn't generate a play and get an outlet pass. Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor couldn't even generate an outlet pass from their defense because they gave them no options for a turnover, yet that's Cole Perfetti's fault and he's demoted. What the hell is wrong with that logic, huh? Ask yourself that. This isn't about me thinking Paul Maurice and I'm smarter than Paul Maurice. It's not. This is basic. I'm not even using analytics. I'm not. This is just time on ice based off of what every single one of us saw in the first 2 games. Yet Paul Maurice doesn't see it. And he's been an NHL coach for 15 years? If not that longer. He's in the top 5, I believe, for most wins and losses or whatever, but it doesn't matter, right? Because he knows best. There's something going on here. I don't understand what it is. I don't understand if Paul Maurice has lost his mind or if he thinks he's stuck in 2018 still, but this is a team that has went up to the cap. You've spent to the cap. You cannot do anything to change this team. You can't customize it around, trade guys and plug them off, no movement clause, blah, blah, blah. You can't do any of that. This is supposed to be the Jets' best chance to win a cup ever. And if you're saying it's not their best as their 2018 team, their 2018 team wasn't against the cap. That was a lucky year where everything came together and worked beautifully. This is where you were supposed to spend up, try to win, And it's failing already for 2 games. And it's not failing because you're losing close games. These have been horrible games with so much flaw. It doesn't matter if you start the game like you did in Anaheim and San Jose with a good dominant 8 minutes when you choke the rest of the game away. You can't be discouraged when a shorthanded goal goes in. You can't. Oh, you can't. You have to play. You're professional athletes and you choke away the lead that much? What needs to be done with this team is simple. Changes have to be made. If and I'm not talking firing Paul Maurice right now. Paul Maurice needs to realize that he's going to lose his job if he doesn't make changes. If we do not see a different top line next game, if we do not see a different top 6, a different penalty kill unit, a different power play, this team will never win. It won't. Because ask yourselves, has anything changed in what you've seen from the first 2 games compared to where we were when we lost to the Montreal Canadiens in that sweep? Don't let the sweep of the first round against the Oilers distract you from the fact that the Jets got swept by the Montreal Canadiens that went on to win, not on win, but still appear in a Stanley Cup final. The Montreal Canadiens. And don't say the Jets could have done that, because do you think the Jets would have been able to hold on and beat that Vegas team? No, not with the way they played. The Jets need to change everything about this team. And I'm not talking about firing Paul Maurice. Maurice needs to own up to his mistakes and make this team better. It's on him to do it. And don't get me players need to do this and that. Because if the players are that good and that talented, that smart at hockey, and they can't figure out a basic new scheme with preseason and already 2 games against weak opponents in the Pacific Division, 2 teams that are most likely going to be fighting for the top 5 picks in the draft, in the lottery, then you have a serious problem on your hands. Let me know your thoughts as always down in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe, all that jazz. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to subscribe. It really does help the channel. I really do appreciate all the support you guys give. It means a lot to me. And I would really like on this video for you guys to go down and share your opinions. It doesn't have to be long. It can be short sentence, paragraph. Doesn't matter. I feel like there are a lot of fans of this channel that watch me share my opinion, that don't really, share their opinions as much. This is a time to do it. We all need to be able to come together collectively and figure out what's wrong with this team. Because if nothing changes, we are going to be stuck with this again. And not to mention the fact that Blake Wheeler has got 5 more years in his contract. So try to have some peace and positivity in your day knowing that fact. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.